He'll be here any second.
Shit everywhere. And then I puked all over myself. I'm all covered in my own shit. So a bug landed on my dick this morning.
What?
Wait, what? Who?
What a great start.
Wait.
So I was getting out of the shower, right?
Okay.
And I grab a towel.
As you do.
And then I feel a sharpness
What?
on the dingle dangle.
What?
But like not like a bite, but like something definitely there's a weight there that shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
And look down and there's a stink beetle. Just hanging on the end there, like getting real intimate with me.
Did he try and climb into the shaft?
No, I think he's just hanging out on the towel. And then as I was wiping down, he found a new place to land.
So you didn't just see his little head and pincers poking out of your foreskin then?
It's an alarming thing to just see a form there that really shouldn't be. I'm just kidding. That did actually happen, though. It was last week, though. I just forgot to tell you guys about it. I don't know why.
Yeah, this week he just slipped on his own poop in the shower again.
No, this week, and later on, streams are going to see it. So I thought I would just re-up on the green in my hair, and that became a disaster, and you'll see the end result of that if anybody follows me on stream. It's going to be great. Hey, guys, welcome to Sunset City. It's a Sonic podcast for the classic and modern age. I'm Nick, probably. And with me, I have Cirrus.
What?
I've got Wayne.
Hey, I'm Wayne.
And we got Channel Pup.
I don't feel the need to say anything. You go.
Is this where we worship our new Lord and Master of the fucking green variety? Is that the course of today?
I'll take it. I'll take all of it. Give it to me.
All in the same
Well,
hole, or
If you insist.
Calm down there.
Probably.
Smoke.
I've been practicing.
well, I mean, I'm not. I am never going to deny a size queen. Let's go.
Prepare for
Jesus Christ! There's a
expansion.
whole fucking term. Oh my god!
There is a
Didn't know
term.
that. What?
I've heard
I
that
know.
one before. Actually, I've heard it before. It's never with the context, though. It makes sense.
Now you are the context.
So, just as per the usual, all super chats are read out at the end of the episode, but fret not, we're reading them in our heads until then.
Oh my god!
Over and
So-
over again.
Don't hesitate to, dig deep.
Yeah, Pup is the stripper on the table for today. So if you want to throw dollars at him, like he will strip in your mind, but in reality, he's just a JPEG.
Oh no, I'm not. This is Nick's special day. Serious, by the way. Did you book the the Sally Acorn themed hooker?
Look, she was really expensive, so
Dude,
I had to get.
you looked on the wrong website again, didn't
No,
you?
I had
you
to
were
get.
on,
I had to get the
you're
one
on
that.
furriesforhire.com. You want furriesforhire.biz.
Okay,
There is a
because,
cosplayer out there with a very busty Sally.
because like
Good.
so
you
the-
would
the-
know this, Nick.
the
You
problem-
would know about that.
the problem.
Well, I don't have any choice. Have you seen my fan base? They're going to show me.
I just, Pup, I'm so sorry. I had to get the one that had the pink suit from like the early Archie days. I couldn't get the right one.
Do you not know the canonical reason why she's pink in those ones? It's back when she's still shaved.
Phenomenal.
Okay.
Phenomenal.
Okay.
Anyway, I do appreciate all the love you guys gave me. I mean, Pup did an awesome job with that intro there and the thumbnail. But yeah, it is it's the 5th anniversary today of my very, very first upload, which happened to be all about Sonic the Hedgehog. And we didn't have a lot we really wanted to talk about today. I think we could still talk a little bit about news, but I kind of thought we could just talk about what it's like doing Sonic content as a livelihood, even if you're not trying to do just Sonic. And I don't think anybody here at this table is trying to do just Sonic, but I don't know. I thought it
some
might
of
be
us
fun.
get
to-
trapped in it.
We can also reminisce, about how we all met and stuff, and
Yeah.
Nick being kind of the appropriately named Nick Fury of our little gang.
This is the guy that got most of us together here. Yeah.
It's not untrue, actually.
And of course, everyone does say I look exactly like Samuel L. Jackson. So.
Of him.
Great.
Who
Did you see
says that?
one,
The Dick Beetle?
Brilliant.
Did you ever see that
Yeah.
one like comic panel when Nick Fury's talking to one of the guys from like the main universe, and he's from the Ultimate, and so you have that like Samuel L.
Spider-Man?
Jackson style, yeah, so you have that like Samuel L. Jackson style Nick Fury, and he's talking to one of the guys from the 616 universe, and they were just like, we have a Nick Fury too, but he's different. He's like, how so? He's like, well, he's white, and he's just like, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, that's from Spider-Man, isn't it?
Yeah, that's Spider-Man.
Was that Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
I don't know. I didn't read a whole lot of Ultimate Spider-Man because I thought he was a whiny, annoying little shit.
Yeah, this isn't
so...
Ultimate Spider-Man.
This is when 616 Peter met Miles.
This
Yeah.
was like a separate comic entirely.
Oh, so that was post shitty little Ultimate Peter
No.
Parker.
Yeah, this was when Peter was dead and Miles Morales took over.
Oh,
And then
so the
616
better...
Peter
Okay.
arrives in Miles's universe. And I think Into the Spider-Verse pulled a lot of its inspiration from that story more so than it did Spider-Verse, which is a good thing because I love that story.
I like that story. I thought that was a fun crossover.
Yeah, no, I agree entirely. And I remember this is like a peak internet moment. Like at the end of that comic, like Peter Googles who the 616 Miles Morales is, and everyone was like, a lot of people on the internet, and this is peak internet right here, were saying that Miles Morales would be like a alias for Barack Obama. In
Oh my
actuality,
God.
it turned out he was Ultimatum, like a criminal working under Kingpin. So that was pretty imaginative.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but it was a bad story. Spider-Man 2 was not good.
Oh, Spider-Man 2 is not Spider-Man 1, that's for sure. I
Yeah.
haven't read it, but I do like the idea that Miles in our own universe is just this nasty bastard.
I mean, like when they finally introduced Peter and Miles, though, it really was like Sonic Generations and then Classic Sonic just never left kind of a situation. Which I think everybody was fine with though, because it wasn't Ultimate Peter Parker. It was a different dude altogether.
Ultimate Peter Parker sucks.
Yeah, but then they did the story where
He's
they brought
supposed to
back...
kind of suck. He's a teenager.
Yeah, but
I
then they
don't care
did
what the point is. The
No,
point
but-
wasn't enjoyable.
Have you read the
It's
story?
a great book.
Have you read the story where Ultimate Peter actually returns, like from the dead?
Yeah.
But yeah, Wayne, do you know of that?
No, they didn't.
No, he did. He came back because basically his spider powers allow him to regenerate.
Oh,
and
those
make
fucking
him-
hacks.
Well, hold on. When he gets back, the first thing he does is demand that Miles give back the web shooters, and he's an adult in this as well.
Oh, isn't
He
this,
demands
No, he's
Miles
not.
back.
He's a teenager.
isn't
He's
this the
a
one
teen-
that where he said by the end of it he's like, actually no, you deserve the mantle of Spider-Man, and it was
Yeah, and then he leaves.
It was literally written because there were a bunch of people shitting on Miles Morales, and the author was like, no, let's
Okay, so
actually
Peter
have a
likes
proper
him, so...
let's actually have a proper passing of the mantle moment.
No,
because
but, like,
They
fuck
yeah,
did
all
the
that
you.
thing
twice, though. They did that
He-
twice.
The thing is also, like, Peter straight up leaves town and no longer wants to be Spider-Man, even though he's got the powers and therefore the responsibility. And he's like, go ahead, Miles, you take it easy. Even though, like, a few issues ago, he was like, I never asked you to be Spider-Man or whatever.
Didn't they
Which
do
I
the same
hated.
fucking thing with like Scarlet Spider, where like Peter and Mary Jane like left for a bit and Ben
Yeah,
Reilly
it's
took over?
literally Clone Wars. That's exactly Clone Wars.
So what we've analyzed is that Spider-Man comics are pretty crap in a lot of
Yo,
places.
what the fuck are we talking about?
I don't know, but you guys
Sick.
literally all just spoke about the exact same writer for all of those stories.
Yeah.
And I thought they were all fine. So whatever. I don't know. Anyway, what are we talking about today?
Sonic
hate
the
Spider-Man.
Hedgehog. Because apparently the juxtaposition between Sonic and Spider-Man will never be lost on this cast.
No, I guess not. That's how it goes. That reminds me, I do got to finish up the Spider-Man video I've been planning. But yeah, we do have a little bit of news though in terms of Sonic, don't we? I think did we have the official date for the Sonic 2 prior to
Yeah,
today?
April 8th, I believe.
Yeah. Did we know that before today?
I think we did.
Yes. Yeah, we did.
Well,
I
never
mean, I
mind.
didn't know, but I don't pay
The
attention.
people who were
so-
paying attention knew.
I
That
like how
should
I like
be
how
us.
I like how me and Wayne both went the same way, just in two different directions.
Is that? I don't. Anyway.
Wait, we went the same way in what?
This we were going to the same place, but in two separate directions.
Oh,
There we
I-
go. The confusion. It's wonderful.
I'm quite content to leave this conversation behind and
Yeah.
continue on to the next one.
I'm with you there, pup. I'm absolutely with you there.
All right. What are we talking
yeah.
about?
Actually,
the next conversation. Somebody please cue it up on the teleprompter.
well, no. Here's
we got a
kinda-
new. What's up?
what?
Let the birthday boy go.
Oh
No,
my
I'm curious, Wayne. What were you saying?
We did get another screenshot of Sonic Frontiers. It's exactly the same as what they showed us in the trailer, which is
Yeah.
basically nothing about
We
the
gained
actual
nothing.
content of the game.
I'm not going to lie, and I hate that I feel this way, but part of me worries that basically all that's done is they've made the environments and they plopped a Sonic model in it for a few pictures.
It
And
does
that's as
feel
far
that
as
way.
they've gotten.
That's
'Cause, like,
It does
probably
feel that way.
exactly what they did.
What are you hiding from us? You know, this is Sonic Team we're talking about as well. It would be very in character for them to have done fuck all.
Yeah, I'm not in the worry mode about it yet. If summer comes around and we don't see anything, I'm going to show a little bit of concern. But I think for right now, this is fine. We have till the end of the year. And we've talked about this before. The way they're doling out game announcements and stuff has radically changed. I've noticed. Like they hold their cards much closer to the chest. Most of them do. I'm really trying to give Sonic Team benefit of the doubt here. It's just a wait and see situation. But I kind of hope that they show us a little bit more about Sonic Origins. That feels weirder to me, honestly.
Yeah,
Like,
where
it
the
does go
hell
out
is
so
that?
soon.
It
It should be easy, that one, to be honest.
It
Yeah.
really should, because you're taking assets that already exist, game environments that already exist and are planned out, and just recreating them in another engine that is supposed to
Yeah.
do what the last engine did anyway. So it's not like you're having to do a whole lot different, and it's not like they
And
don't-
I've got
It's just
and I've got
weird.
on record trying to defend like porting studios and everything, being like, "Hey, the porting process isn't as always as just as it might seem." But I'm also just like, these are some of the most like often ported games of all time. Like, it's not like they don't know how to do that.
And 3 of them are running in the retro engine that we know of. Like Sonic 3 Knuckles is the only one. And we already had a proof of concept by Christian Whitehead that is a thing that he's worked on.
Yeah.
Now we don't know if he's the one doing it, but it's a little weird that we don't know anything about it. Maybe they're just like hiring what's that guy? Is it Looper?
Bruce Willis.
I don't know.
No.
What?
What's the dude's name? No, the guy on Twitter who that's another little bit of a news story. The guy who works on Sonic Studio.
Mm.
Like his stuff is like really pretty, and he's like up-resed a lot of the Sonic title screens for the Genesis
Oh, that
games.
guy, the guy was like, "Oh, what have I done?"
And then, well, the thing is, like, his work keeps being used by games media to
Yeah.
represent Sonic. And like the other day was Sonic 3's birthday, the 28th birthday of the game. And yeah, the Game Awards was like, "Hey, happy birthday!" And then the title screen was his.
Yeah, and he was like, "What?"
Fucking
He quote tweeted, and he was like, "What have I done?" He's like, he said, "I'm willing to accept that this was an
Thank you.
accident."
He's very patient though. Like this is far from the first time his work has been used to represent the Sonic game.
yeah.
Fucking ridiculous. His work on the first game's title art, it's absolutely stunning. Like I just hire that dude. That is, yes, I'm pulling a Sega hire that man. Might as well at this point.
That was literally your tweet. Sega parentheses might as well hire this man.
Yeah, it's getting fucking ridiculous. His work is beautiful though. If you've not watched any of his videos where he's talking about what he's doing on Sonic Studio, highly recommended. It's absolutely beautiful. But yeah, there we go. That's a bit of news. They keep fucking up with Sonic.
Really? That's news.
Hey,
Mm.
what?
Something I
No.
wanted to ask you guys, because I've been dancing around this before, but it still just jumps around in my head. Now we're on the topic. Do you guys have any particular desires for Sonic Origins? Are any of you guys even planning on buying it?
I'm planning on buying it.
I'm planning on buying it. I'll tell you what, I'm a little frustrated that we haven't heard anything if for the sole purpose of I was actually planning on starting to roll out some Sonic content last year, and then as soon as they said that they were coming out with the Origins collection, I was like, oh, I should wait and see what they do with that. So I can use that. It'll be like the most up-to-date versions of these games because I'm starting with the classic series. And then you know, like I don't want to get ahead of myself, but then they just don't tell us anything about the release of this collection.
Oh, Cyrus, can I ask you a favor?
Yeah, what's up?
I made Nick a cake. Can you put it on the table?
Sure.
God.
Oh shit, that's not a PNG, is it?
Oh god, that's gotta be. It's gotta be a PNG.
Yeah, I'll get to
How
work
did
on
you
that.
manage to find
Does
one
it
that's
just put
actually...
it? Just do it like that.
Maybe,
No,
you know what? Fuck the PNG. Yeah, just put it out there with the white background.
Oh
We'll have
my
it temporarily.
I don't know, man. I kind of want the PNG. That's gonna look fucking glorious.
Okay, we'll do the PNG. We're gonna
Yeah, we
adhere
do
to
the
Big
PNG.
Boys wish
we
list.
we do this. We do this right. Here at Sunset
put in
City,
the
we do
effort.
everything correctly. We've never messed up ever. But
All right,
I mean,
so
to
I'm
the-
gonna give a little bit of a wish list for Origins for me.
Oh, because I was gonna say the thing about like my opinion on Origins.
Yeah, go for it.
So my biggest thing, I want two things out of this. First off, I want the ability to put on scan lines because like playing through Sonic 3 again reminded me there are just some visuals in that game that look really awkward not on CRT.
I mean, it's any of those games. They I mean, they're the dithering of the showers. Oh my god, of the waterfalls. Definitely looks better on CRT.
Yeah. The other my other big thing is that and this is gonna sound weird, but we've been burned from Sonic Genesis before. When we're getting our widescreen package, I don't want to accidentally get a game with an unstable frame rate somehow. And
I'm
it's
wondering if they're
going
gonna fuck it up.
before.
Yeah.
There you go. There's his
No.
cake. Don't forget to feed it to him. You just drag and drop it over his face. Real good.
Just here.
Man's
I'm-
got to eat.
Here you go,
I'm-
buddy.
I am hoping that the quiet of Sonic Team or Sonic Team being so quiet about it is them actually making sure that they're doing everything they can for this collection.
There it is.
You know, that would be size appropriate for a chipmunk too.
You
Nothing.
know what
is
they say?
appropriate
They're
about
nature's pocket pussies.
Wait,
Oh my god!
who says that?
The
I don't
dog.
think
at
anyone
the
has ever
table.
said that ever, nor should they.
I made a tweet about it with guinea pigs.
I remember. You know what's really
we didn't
funny is I
stutter.
remember seeing that, and it was at a point where we hadn't really interacted a whole lot yet, and so I saw that tweet and I was like, do I really want to interact with this guy?
You had that moment of hesitation, and in that
Had a
moment,
warning.
of hesitation, the universe gave you a message, and you fucking ignored it.
Oh, so good.
Not gonna say this cake got me. Not gonna lie, this cake got me acting up. I can see what you mean, Nick.
look at your dog. Look at your dog. He looks like he's about to eat the fucking chipmunk.
Your avatar is looking at the.
I'm gonna be eating some chipmunk,
Man,
but not in the way
Oh
you
my
think.
god!
I gotta
I'll eat
we
the
gotta
cake,
put a
then I'll eat the
CRT
chipmunk in
filter
a
on the
whole different
waterfalls
way.
coming out of his mouth.
Oh god.
Oh yeah, you want that on the waterfalls coming out of my mouth and the waterfalls coming out of my dick.
Red Rocket boy. Red Rocket.
I just- it is at this moment that I
The sun's just
realize
peeping over at the cake.
why it's.
Oh, I just love. I love to see the chat react to that thing.
I feel
Oh,
like
man.
actually this must have come from DeviantArt. Hang on, let me check who made the art.
That is, dude. That is not official art. No, look at that face. That is not official.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
probably something we should look into.
Okay. Let's
No,
okay.
it's
no,
fine.
it's by CCN Sally Acorn on DeviantArt.
Okay.
There we go. Okay.
No, they've definitely
Incredible.
drawn porn at some point. Look at that.
I
thing.
want to see it. Where's it at?
That was the most sincere thing I've ever heard you say.
I want to
Yeah.
see it. Do
I want to see it.
you really?
Anyway,
Okay.
It's art,
And-
man. I'm into art. What can I say?
Yeah, that's yeah. Believe me, and I've
Anyway.
been on the hentai side of the internet long enough to believe every word you say.
Anyway.
the anti-side of the internet. Look at you.
Yeah, exactly.
So
You are a product of that.
You have a body pillow for sale.
Yep.
I'm going to talk about Sonic Origins now.
You
Is what
post
I'm going to
pictures
do.
of yourself in our group chat without our prior consent.
Yep, that's also true. So I'm seeing people in the chat saying, like, well, Christian Whitehead's definitely not working on this. Like, you don't know that. None of us know that. And I also find that incredibly weird because I feel like I can make the argument both ways, right? Like, if they weren't working on it, they would have flat out said they're not working on it. At the same time, though, I don't know why Sega wouldn't advertise that.
I also want to say the poor schmuck that's probably watching this on public transportation with a stranger next to him.
I mean, I'm honestly surprised anybody actually like puts their eyeballs on the screen.
Oh no,
When
that's
we're-
like that. I think when I was listening to you guys' podcast at Christmas time while I was on the train, I had the screen down because Sturris is just something I got to explain to people.
Pup,
I mean, they're all French. I wouldn't know what they're thinking anyway, but like, you know.
Pup, I gotta be honest. I love that the dynamic here is that in conversation, I have to explain you to my friends, but in aesthetic, you have to explain me to your friends.
Well, that's how we're yin and yang. We go together like that 69 looking symbol thing.
But you're not gay, right?
I'm not gay, no.
Yeah.
Just want to stress that.
God.
I don't know if I'd actually have to explain you guys to my friends. I think that you're like, oh, how nice. He's met some other weirdos.
You don't have to explain us because we are your friends. How are you going to explain us to us?
Nick has been the easiest for me to explain to people. I'm just like, yeah, he gets on YouTube and he talks about Sonic and stuff.
He's Ben 10.
He's very green. And then I get to Pup and Serious, and I'm just like, yeah, don't worry about it.
When are we? God, I can't wait to read that shit. Oh man,
When I explain Wayne to people, I'm just like, he's
my dude. I cast this podcast live on my TV while my family. I mean, I'm sorry, Dalek. At this point, it's kind of your fault. Like, you should know better. You've been with us for a while.
Maybe his family are into this shit, and it's all this big family. You know what they say: a family that plays together.
Shut
You
up.
know-
Hey, everybody, what the?
You know what they say, the more the merrier.
Sally certainly thinks so. This is definitely a couch me moment here with this cake.
We just-
Oh, no.
Yeah, but you guys are staring longingly at it. I'm just staring at the viewer, like, hey, wouldn't you like a slice?
I love
I
how
mean,
every time I
Wayne
open
looks
my
very confused.
Yeah, look
yeah,
at
every
no,
time
Wayne's
Nick
like, I've
Spencer
never.
opens his mouth. I'm just like, what the fuck am I
Look
looking
at that sweet innocence.
Wayne is just
He
like, is
doesn't
that
understand.
a naked woman? And then Sirius is like, heh, that's one of me. And then like Nick is just like, I'm gonna wreck that ass. And I'm just like, wouldn't you
I
like
just-
to have a slice?
I just feel like if more of my artists watched this show, I would be randomly gifted a Sally Acorn outfit.
Well, why the fuck? Send them a link then. In that case, dude. Like,
They
come
all
on.
look. They all know about this show. They
It's
actively
free real
avoid it.
estate.
Anyway, I'm gonna,
actively
get back
avoid
on,
it, man.
I'm gonna get back on point here, guys.
Right.
There's a
Sonic,
point.
Sonic.
It's funny, but no, I'm still seeing more debate in the chat here. No, I mean, Sony, you got a point in terms of like them announcing new IP, but like that's not how dev teams always work. There's usually always something else on the back burner. Maybe they're working on that on the side. We do not know until somebody flat out confirms who's doing what. We're in the dark about it. So no, there is no confirmation or anything like that. Plenty of dev teams, big and small, work on multiple things at once. So who can, especially smaller studios who have to do extra work just to keep the lights on. I really don't see Evening Star turning down the chance to do something that they've done over and over and over again to great success. Like, they are considered the best ports of the classic games. It would feel weird at this point not doing Sonic 3 and Knuckles without Christian Whitehead. That seemed really weird to me. So I'm not taking that idea off the table. I still think it's weird that Mania 2, if it existed or ever existed, we have not heard a thing about it. It's just that's so weird to me. Like they went to so much trouble defining classic Sonic as a separate thing, and is met with great success despite what Twitter says about his appearance in Forces. I don't give a shit about that.
It
I'm
feels
talking about the ports and Mania, like just unbelievable. Just praise for those.
so. I'm not gonna lie. It feels. If I were being cynical, I would say we're probably not going to be getting a Mania 2. Not that it's not the right move for Sega to do, but when you think about the amount of effort that went into just convincing Sega not only that to make it, like not only to greenlight them doing it, but also remember that game was going to be a lot smaller, and they had to fight really hard to actually get more levels put in that game. And they were like, okay, fine, but only if it's old levels. And then now we're getting the Origins collection, and that's the thing that we're supposed to be like super hyped about. It feels to me like they're just like, oh yeah, Mania 2, that thing that could literally print money. Let's do everything besides that.
It feels to me that it's like, wow, they really loved Sonic Mania. They must really love these old levels. I bet they'd love to play the originals.
Yeah, and it's not that I'm upset, because like we've needed a proper re-release that's not just emulation for Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Like obviously we had the Whitehead ports of 1, 2, and CD, right? Those are all the ones we've had Whiteheads for. At least on mobile. But
for 1 and 2, yeah.
Yeah. So like that's the other thing. Sega hired Whitehead based on the work that he did on those mobile ports, and that's how we got the Sonic CD Steam package. And yet we never I refuse to believe that there was like a 5 or 7 year plan where Origins was concerned that did not hinge entirely on like the movie's success. So the idea that, oh, they probably had this in the works the whole time, and that's why they never let Whitehead put his versions of the games on Steam, I don't buy that. I sincerely don't buy that. I don't think that Sega, based on how they have treated Sonic at this point, I don't think that's a thing that they did. I think they literally went, oh, the movie was successful, Origins collection. That's what we'll do to respond to that. So
wait a minute, do people like Sonic?
Yeah, and it just strikes me as very awkward from like a fan perspective, because we have this team that can obviously do this kind of stuff, and then they just aren't from our perspective aren't allowed to. And then we hear things like, oh, Origins is getting delayed. I'm like, but why? This is like the easiest thing.
Is that confirmed that it is getting delayed now?
No, not heard anything about it. We have the announcement, and that is about it.
Okay. Yeah, no, like, yeah, if it is delayed, that's fucking pathetic. But otherwise, we'll see, I guess. I think it's gonna be quite a quiet release.
It's not delayed in the sense that it's never had a release date, so they technically could never delay it.
Yeah, I feel like what's happening is like it's not the main game this year by any stretch, and it is like a new collection. So it'll be like literally the week before you'll get like a trailer, and then it's out.
Oh, I think they're gonna do that right before the movie. If I were Sega, I would be like, oh, okay, well, we'll just release a trailer for Sonic Origins a week before the movie. April 8th hits, and then the Origins collection will be available for purchase around that time.
Okay, yeah, see, that's my original theory, was that they were going to try to release the Origins collection alongside the movie in theaters. And I guess not.
Well, we don't know one way or the other.
We don't know. We don't have... So, we don't have access to the minds of, like, Sega executives. We don't.
Yeah.
So, like, this is all speculation from the outside. Secondly, there could be multiple reactions to the actual, like, to the success of the movie, because we know that they did Colors, and we know that Colors went around, like, I don't want to say that release went swimmingly. I don't.
Well,
no.
Well, yeah, but Cirrus, I'm some random guy on the internet who feels strongly about this. That means I'm right.
Ah, yes, I understand exactly how you feel, Wayne, but unfortunately, your mom.
It's also worth noting there is actually a little bit of Frontiers stuff to talk about outside of that one image. like the Takeshi
So,
Iizuka.
hang on, let me say a thing or two about Origins. I've been having a different perspective about it because I've been like slowly watching. I've been more interested in how they're doling out information more than anything else. Because at the end of the day, we know Origins is going to be coming sooner or later. It's going to be happening, and we know Frontiers is going to be happening. And I wonder, I don't know. I would love to actually sit down and listen to like the marketing strategy behind all this stuff. Is everything being delayed? Is the reception of colors making them, think twice about how they release this? Because if the reaction to colors is what's keeping them quiet about Origins, I'm honestly going to be okay with that. I'm always going to be for delays in video games if it means improving on whatever they're improving, because otherwise, my biggest concern is that they treat these games like they treated that trailer for it. Because I think, especially with perspective or hindsight, the announcements of all these games to begin with, not a single thing looked ready to go. And like that was very much proof of that, because the most ready to go thing was not ready to go when it came out last year.
Yeah.
So I'm really hoping that they're at the very least looking at all this stuff and just taking their time with it. I am always going to push for Frontiers or Origins if they just don't have enough to show, because it's just not ready to go yet. Just hold off on it. We've had way too many instances of Sonic Team shoving stuff out the door far before it's ready to go. That has been a consistent problem with this franchise for decades at this point. I will never forgive them if they really did basically another Sonic compilation and they managed to fuck up the classic games. So if it's delayed, I'm going to be fine with it. But whenever it comes out, like that better be the best version of any of these games. Do not fuck with Sonic 3 and Knuckles. And I also hope that we get like it. Man, I'd really like to see some like proper extras though. I'd love to see Chaotix get official re-release. I'd love to see another hub world, because like it's time, man. It's time for those hokey ass 3D hub worlds. Pac-Man's doing it. I'm so happy to see 3D Pac-Man again. I'm more excited for the Pac-Man hub in that collection than I am about playing those old ass Pac-Man games.
I mean, we're getting at least an open world, which is kind of like a hub in a way. I don't know.
Yeah, but like I just love those hokey ass museum things, man. Like that's just something.
Oh, I want a
grew up
museum.
loving.
I would like for there to be a museum in that hub world that you can visit, and it shows you things.
Yeah, I guess what I'm trying to say is giving back my crunchy Saturn Sonic.
You want crunchy Saturn Sonic. Here's what I want. If we do have a museum thing in Origins, which I would love, because I liked the digital menu-based museum we had in Mega Collection, but I would like a physical one I could walk around a little more. I would love for us to be able to like pick our favorite Sonic as the Sonic model for walking around that museum. So getting, Sonic Jam Sonic, having a 3D version, and I sincerely doubt they would do this, but having a 3D version of like the janky Mohawk Sonic from the American animations.
Amazing.
And then, like, obviously having the Adventure model, the Adventure 2 model, the Adventure DX model, the Heroes one, the one they used for Unleash in 06. And, like, most of those assets just kind of exist on the internet anyway. So they're only having to make a few bespoke models for this. And they don't even have to touch them up, because it's not like they're meant for gameplay. And they're also meant to represent period-specific things. But I doubt that they'll do that. That sounds way too ambitious for Sega.
That
sounds like a perfect way to do to show love for nostalgia and classic. I'm sorry, Wayne, I interrupted you there.
Oh, I was gonna say that would make me happy, so it's not gonna happen.
Is this just gonna be so it's gonna be like the Waffle House scale for disasters, except it's the Wayne scale for expectations. Will it make Wayne happy?
That they're willing to do some sort of customization stuff like that. I mean, I really did think it was just glitter on a turd for Sonic Colors Ultimate. And I know I've said this before. I find it fascinating. I've been watching a lot of, because spoilers for folks, next week I'm planning to do like the best worst games of 2021. And I found it fascinating, like going to these bigger sites and like their lists of like most disappointing games, or even like a full on set of lists of like the worst remakes of 2021. And Sonic Colors Ultimate does not even make the top 10 for a lot of those. It just isn't talked about outside of the Sonic community. They did that bad with a lot of games last year that Sonic Colors Ultimate isn't even that offensive. It's wild. So yeah, I am going to appreciate if Sega is taking their time with these games. And I think it'd be hilarious. And I don't think it'd be that much work. I mean, I say that, but like if you put it in an open world and like you got to beta test everything with, that's not easy to do. But like that's where I would put those costumes too, just to be like, just put that Quill controversy to rest. Like, well, no, you get multiple different versions of Sonic. You can choose. Calm the fuck down.
I would still personally say Sega should stick to their guns with the current modern Sonic model and treat that as like, you want the modern Sonic, that's the one. Because I feel like if they had 2 slots, one for Generation style modern Sonic and one for Forces style modern Sonic, it's just a waste of data. The change is so trivial, you know?
Yeah, and not to mention, like, I know that a lot of people hate the proportions of the quills for the Forces model, but it does. I do have to admit, after you dropped a tweet about it, about how like the proportions are actually like.
I did a whole video on how the new one actually better matches the Sonic silhouette.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, don't get me wrong, I like longer quills. I'm a huge fan of the Adventure 2 and even the 06 models because I like the long droopy quills. But I do have to admit that you're like, no, you're right. The oversized proportions don't work as well as the more like as these more scaled back ones do.
I feel like they're trying to make a definitive Sonic, and this is kind of it, you know? So it still completely matches the silhouette of Sonic with the 3 iconic quills, but it's still the modern Sonic, effectively. And I think, you know, obviously also his pose as well. That was a stroke of genius. Making him look good from the side and front was clever.
I mean, I've said it before on the show, but like if we're going to call any kind of era this past decade, I'd call it the basic era, because if we're doing back to basics, it is very much. I think Chowmix just released a video this morning. We haven't had a chance to do anything outside. I haven't anyway. I just woke up and then did the show. But yeah, I mean, I do think a lot of fans are getting tired, and they are aware of what it is, however they want to define it. They're getting a little bit tired of just trying to standardize Sonic and to a point where it just doesn't feel like it has any energy or style anymore. And I don't think it's too much of an ask to put different skins on Sonic, especially open world games have been doing it for decades at this point. Like if you're going to copy anything from Mario Odyssey or from Breath of the Wild, yeah, just let the model be varied up, just tweak it here and there. I think that'd be really cool for a lot of fans, and I don't think that's a big ask.
I like the idea of Sonic games being open to having a different art style each game, which naturally comes with a different model. But I will say this on the other side of the fence, is if you look at the majority of competent franchises, they don't constantly need to change up the character design because it's usually they got it right and they're just going to leave it at that. And it's like Sonic, it feels like they're doing that now. They're like, yes, this is a competent series now. We don't need to constantly keep redesigning Sonic because we landed on one that the Gen Pop kind of like.
Yeah, most people would argue that it's not changed since Adventure. That's just the Sonic fan base.
Yeah, exactly.
It does depend on the on what they're going for with each game too. I mean, Zelda changes its art style up a lot.
Yeah,
like between games, and it's usually to the benefit of those titles.
And then there are some people who still think Wind Waker looks awful, and they are very...
Those people are idiots, and they don't know what good things are.
So one of them is my wife, just so you...
I'm sorry.
I think she just says this at this point just to piss me off. She's like, man, this game still looks great. She's like, this looks like a shitty old game without textures. Like, you shut your fucking mouth.
I'm looking at it now. It looks stylized. It looks fine. I can see why people wouldn't like it, but it looks fine, I'd say.
Well, most people didn't like it before it actually came out, and then
I can understand because it's simplified and reductive. I get that,
but Zelda is a perfect example, though, because Wayne is right. Toon Link sure as shit does not look like Wind Waker, or sorry, he does look like Wind Waker, like that. Breath of the Wild or anything. Yeah, Zelda changes his art style every single time, and they can still confidently say, yes, this is Link. Even if we put him in a blue shirt, it's
Still Link.
As
still
I
Link.
say, it's the majority though of like franchises. Like Zelda is an isolated case, and if you look at the case of Zelda, it is obvious that they've changed the art style and stuff for each game, and they've achieved something they want.
I disagree. I completely disagree. If we're talking a lot of legacy characters and anything like that, I do think if you go into those communities, they're going to get as nuanced as we do with Sonic.
That
I do think
what
that
I'm,
they're
no,
just.
but what I'm kind of saying is, I feel like that's not the case with Sonic though. I don't feel like Sega have approached every game saying, this is the art style for this game, this is how Sonic's going to look for this game. I think every single time they're like, okay, this is our new Sonic model and that's how it's going to look going forward. Oh shit, people didn't really like that one, I guess we'll tweak it. And I think that's happened every time.
That's kind of what Capcom did with Resident Evil for a while. Like, we got a definitive Leon for a while, and then we had a definitive Chris Redfield, and then we got some weird shit in RE7, and if you go back through on like Twitter, there is a lot of tweets from just like hashtag not my Chris Redfield. And it's the same stuff where like there's a beloved character who's existed for 20 some odd extra more than that depending on the character years now. And when you do changes like that, while a lot of people outside the fandom will just be like, yeah, that's that character. Inside the fandom, they will scrutinize it. They'll be like, no, this is wrong. Look at all of these things this character has gone through. Why should they look like this now?
Well, wait, hold on. But like, what's the comparison here? Like, what are we talking about? Because you're talking about like radically different designs for these human characters. Most people are talking about Sonic Forces versus Sonic Generations. I promise you, outside of the Sonic fan base, it is not any kind of a difference. I sure shit wouldn't have noticed anything until people started pointing it out. I'm talking about like the same design that we've had since 2008. I don't think it's changed enough to really warrant much of a discussion.
It's a tiny, tiny, tiny tweak. And I think the reason it's been received with anger, and the people that are angry about it are modern Sonic fans that feel alienated, that they think Sega's trying to turn modern Sonic into classic, when in actuality, all they're trying to do is make him better match the iconic silhouette of the character.
Yeah, but like these are two different conversations. Like Sonic of Forces versus Generations is a nuanced, tweaked design versus what people are looking for in terms of like stylizing the character. I mean, I don't think it's. I see a lack of confidence, honestly, from Sonic Team when they're not willing to like just spruce up the styles of their games. I feel like Unleashed looked great for the day, and they've been too afraid to really do much of anything since then with the designs. And I can see that. I think that's the bigger frustration. Is just like this is just a basic corporate, just bland, basic ass Sonic. And
see, I definitely don't see it as that. I think that is literally just how long it's been around for. And I think if they're gonna get the character design, they should keep it that way. But like, what I will say is, I feel like there's been a lot of conversation about us saying they need to kind of change up the design. What I'd be more interested to know is, what do you think the next step should be?
I mean, I don't think.
How would you change this design?
I don't think there really should be one. Like, I'm gonna be honest. Like okay, so is the question, what would I personally change about it, or what do you think should change as far as like a franchise is concerned?
I guess let's find a middle ground here. Like, what do you think is the best way they could represent Sonic's design going forward from both the corporate standpoint and looking good standpoint?
So the best way they could represent it going forward from here would be to literally just remove some shine on the model and make it more obvious that this is fur, this is quills, this is not like I'm very tired of like plasticky looking character models for Sonic games. I want to go back to having like fur like texture like we had in Adventure 1 and 2. I would say that would probably be the best thing going forward for the franchise. Just it would look less cheap to me, and I think it would look less cheap to a lot of people.
I want to throw out there is it makes sense for them to have one uniform design for Sonic going across all versions, because that way, if they're doing like a Sonic event or something at like a restaurant or something, or any kind of tie-in, that's
it's
their
a brand.
Sonic.
It's a
They can
brand
just
thing.
put that
but
guy
we're not
out there.
we're not the marketing team.
Yeah,
we're
we're not-
fans.
yeah.
We're not
Sure,
here to do
but
their
like
job.
I think when we make the criticism, it's worth being constructive and saying, okay, where would you take it?
True.
And-
All right, hey, so boys, real quick, I did want to go ahead and say I know that we had some other things that we wanted to get to today. We don't have a whole lot of time to do that, and I don't even know how we got on this topic to begin with.
That's Sonic. That's what we do.
Yeah, but yeah, I do think we need to focus up a little.
Yeah, I agree. Honestly, we're discussing the nuances of Sonic design.
Could
I
be
don't know.
a fun
I think
episode,
it's
though.
fine to just. I think it's fun to just change up the art style from game to game. I think the basic design of Sonic has been around since 1998. That one, and even then, that's just a iteration on what they had back in 1991. I still of the opinion Modern Sonic has existed since Sonic Adventure. I
I
just
agree
think
with
it
that as well. I don't really separate them, to be honest. And if it were up to me, I wouldn't have even separated modern and classic either.
Well, I mean, if you look,
Um,
if you look at them
I
out-
would have.
it-
I think that was fine.
if you look at them in terms of the artwork used to represent them and not the character models they could make in the game, then yeah, I can agree with that.
I would just like them to do a new model from. I don't really need it to be a completely different design of the character. I would just like to see game to game a different model that just suits what I'm looking at from game to game. I just don't see that confidence in there. It feels.
I'm still not
Like-
going to rule out the possibility that we could be getting a new model, and that
We
while it
could,
does
yeah.
resemble the old one, we could be seeing new effects on it. I mean, already the way the Frontiers model is reacting to the light in just the couple of shots we got is pretty different to how it reacts to the light on the Forces one. Like,
Yeah.
he definitely appears to be a nice, richer shade of blue. So I don't know. We'll see. Is kind of just where I put it. But it's like I suppose I'll give an example. Like if someone said, okay, you've got to bring in the next model for Sonic that's going to be for the foreseeable future, the next overall design. I'd probably say, give him more the proportions of Boom Sonic, but like not with all the extra shit. Just give him the proportions of Boom Sonic, give him a subtle fur texture, and then you're good to go. Like
Just give them the
have him move like he's made of rubber bands as well, and have proper transitions so that
Yeah, I
he doesn't
get-
just quickly snap into a ball when he jumps. You actually see him form into it and flip and stuff.
Yeah, again, I think we're having like two separate conversations here in terms of like Sonic design. We need to get off it though, because we did have a point to this particular episode, and we are very low on time. So
Mhm.
we need
Yeah,
to
this-
transition.
This could be
Um,
something to pick back up for its own episode, though. It is interesting.
At this point, let's wait to see what he looks like in the game, because we are in our own Quiltroversy right now, and I know
controversy.
yeah,
I'm also just going to throw it out there. It's just not a big deal.
it's not. No, it's not, and that's kind of why I want to just move on, because like I think we're all on the same page, just talking about different things at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, but let's talk a little bit about what it's like to be content creators and what it means to focus on Sonic content, because I know that means different things for each of us here. Wayne has not done any Sonic content outside of his Colors quick look. How was that reaction for you from your audience?
I don't quite remember what the immediate reception is. I could go back and just kind of like look back over the comments. I remember it was one of the quickest videos I got. Like in terms of reception, it built up some attention quicker than most of my others.
Yeah.
So people wanted to see me talk about Sonic, I guess. But from what I can tell, it was mostly people just being like, a lot of people kind of agreed with me. There were some people that were saying that my take was something that they'd been kind of hoping to hear, which was basically like, I did not have a terrible time with the game. I also think Sonic Colors, regardless of Ultimate or otherwise, I think is fine. I don't really feel like it's all that incredible, even though everybody was always hyping it up ever since it came out. And I was disappointed because I was just like, everybody's always talking about Sonic Colors and how good it is, and I finally got my hands on it. I'm just like, this is okay.
This is
So when
it's-
we've seen your video. We're talking more about your audience.
Oh yeah,
I feel like you're
sorry.
just reiterating your video at this point.
a little recap for the sake of contextualization, maybe.
Yeah. People seem to respond well to the video. So it's like, I guess I should get into Sonic content more. People left comments. I didn't get a whole lot of people coming on being like, "Oh, this was a horrible take," yada yada. I didn't get a lot of that. But it was mostly people just being like, "Yeah, no, I agree."
Yeah, I'm wondering if my tale is going to be a cautionary one or an inspirational one for you, Wayne. Cirrus, you've done the Sonic Adventure 2 video on your Neko Cirrus channel. Have you done anything else outside of that?
Yeah, I did the Chaos video with you.
That's true. Yes, we did do that together.
Yep, we did a breakdown of Chaos. There was that one. I think I also did a video about Sonic Colors as well, where I just kind of like it was the thing where I just beat the game on stream and then just hit the record button when like, okay, here's my honest thoughts. I just did this. So I haven't had the same reaction in terms of like getting sucked into the mire of having to make more content for an audience that is now there for strictly Sonic content. I've been kind of fortunate in that where like it's just Sunset City where I do that.
Yeah.
But it's very weird to me because for my side of YouTube where I'm talking about real life stuff, I get to talk about Sonic just kind of as an aside where like people end up watching content and going, oh, he's also a Sonic fan, that's neat. So sometimes I'll talk about it, and then on stream I'll make people listen to random Sonic music. But I guess for me it's just been I've had a healthy relationship with it as far as content creation goes, where I've been able to make the occasional episode on it, and haven't received a ton of. Oh, there was one other episode I did, the one where I made my ideal path forward for Sonic, the 3 like multimedia type games. I did receive a few comments on that where they were like, "This is the problem with Sonic fans. They want too much," and I'm like, "No, I'm literally just saying this is an ideal. Like this is idealism. It's okay." But
yeah.
Outside of that, I'd say it's been rather healthy.
Yeah, and I know you've already built up your your community just outside of video games in general. So, I mean, you do have that. I mean, we are going to get to that point, yeah, but like being stuck in the Sonic hole, like I think that's something I can definitely talk about a little bit. But Pup, I know you've done a lot of Sonic on your channel too as well. But I mean, you didn't come into YouTube known for Sonic specifically.
No, so my little YouTube chronicle kind of takes place over the course of like 2019 was where things started to kind of move into high gear. Like obviously I started out as a Gotham channel, then I moved on to Spider-Man, and then like I started doing Sonic content around that time, but didn't really get much traction until the Sonic movie redesign came about, and I did a couple of videos on that, and I started getting excited for the film, so I started dropping some video updates on like new merch that was coming out and how they were using the old design in the merchandise, and just really questioning the theory that the design change was this publicity stunt. I started making videos on why that theory, personally, I didn't think it was true. And then from there I noticed that people were interested in Sonic. So I decided, I love Sonic games anyway, so now's an opportunity to put some content out on that. It didn't pick up as quick as I expected, not gonna lie. It does seem that there is a tiny little divide between Sonic movie fans and Sonic game fans. But then again, it can also just boil down to YouTube's algorithm. Generally, I haven't had... I think of the fan bases that I suppose I kind of cater to, Sonic fans are definitely some of the less toxic ones, and I think their reputation is quite unfortunate. I don't know. I feel like the Sonic fan base, while it is kind of in panic mode at the moment, that panic mode is kind of nothing compared to the Sonic fan base that I kind of witnessed when I first got into it. I might just be being a boomer and saying, oh, it's not as bad now as it was back then. But like, I don't know. I feel like Sonic fans, they've got a lot to say, and that's not always necessarily a bad thing. And I think, Sonic fans, we can be pedantic and picky. But ultimately, like, I haven't had the sheer amount of bile from Sonic fans I have from other fan bases that I've dealt with.
I'll be with you there, just because, like, I know 3 of us here have dealt with a lot of comic book related content, and I don't know if I I kind of backed away from the Spider-Man community after.
Dude, like, that's the
doing
funny
enough videos
thing.
on that.
Spider-Man fans are so unhappy all the time, yet they get literally everything they want.
they
at
get
all
so
times.
much.
Like, Sonic fans are unhappy because they don't even know if there's going to be another game. Spider-Man fans get unhappy because, I don't know, it's not like that one particular comic their dad gave them on their 3rd birthday, you know? Like, because Spider-Man seems kind of happy, you know?
Yeah.
That's adorable.
And don't get me started on Doctor Who fans. My God. What a
Yeah, I
mess.
think any fan base definitely has their problem childs. I do appreciate that we've been just kind of elevated by the community itself, and we find friends in people that we don't always agree with. I mean, like Chowmix has definitely been one of the few that's led the charge on the Quill stuff. And I spent like the week or the week before that just saying like, hey, I think this whole thing is silly. We still love the shit out of that guy,
Oh, we sure do.
Yeah, I mean, we're still like something I quickly realized when my video started to gain some traction was that this particular community is not as big as I thought it would be. What is all that noise, Cirrus?
Oh shit! I thought I actually muted the mic. Sorry about that.
That's what happens when you put your hugging pillow on your computer chair.
Oh my god.
No,
Hugging
this is what happens when you're strapped for time and you're desperately trying to pack a bag.
Yeah,
Goodness
we're
gracious.
going to soon have to move on to super chats. But Nick, tell us about your
Yeah.
experiences.
Well, I'm still trying to figure that out for myself. With hindsight, I do regret that I don't have 2 separate channels. I really wish I was following Ellis Mark's particular format where he has his main animation channel and then he has specifically Sonic on the side there. When I first put together my very first video, and it still feels so weird that it's been 5 years since that one finally came out, because I sat on that for years. Like I was working on that for years, and I wasn't a part of the Sonic community per se, but like I knew of its reputation, and I knew like if I'm going to make a video about Sonic, I better know what the fuck I'm talking about. You cannot go in there and just ramble like a lunatic because everyone's talked about this to death. And even if you are covering crowd that's been on there before, even if you are saying stuff that probably somebody else has in some corner of the internet, you better be genuine and you better give a fuck about what you're talking about. And thankfully that people caught on to that. I didn't see that success for another 3 years after that, though. Like the first video was there for 3 years, and in 3 years' time, I had like 2,000 subscribers, and I could tell like some of the Sonic stuff was doing better than the other, but like the goal was like, okay, I'm gonna start because the overall goal was game apologist. That's the point of the show. It's got a catchy enough name. I'm gonna go with that, and then I'm gonna show like a diverse range of stuff just to show like I'm not just about Sonic. I do love Sonic, but I like all this other stuff.
Like BioShock.
Yeah, and I was really proud of that script, by the way. Like I was really, really proud of the BioShock 2 script, but
Good fucking video.
I've been playing
I
the
appreciate it.
Bioshock games lately, actually. They're pretty cool, I have to say.
yeah, no, I BioShock 2 was one of the reasons why I wanted to start my channel. That trilogy is one of my favorite of all time. It's up there. I mean, BioShock 1 is in my top 10 for sure.
What is a funny observation, though, is one of your first gasps for breath outside of the Sonic hole. Was that not your Spider-Man 3 video?
Yes, and I was actually
There's an
talking about
overlap,
that.
isn't there? Like,
There is a little bit of an overlap, but like this is where I always kind of warn people who ask me about like, oh, I want to do videos and stuff like that. Like, yeah, do it because you care about it first and foremost. Don't expect this to just blow the fuck up. And if you're going to talk about video games, like you need to be ready because like the Sonic fan base really only cares about Sonic. Like that's just how that goes. They're here for Sonic content. And that it's kind of a double-edged sword because you can't help but feel a little resentful of the guy because it quickly shows you like, oh, I'm not here because of you. I'm here because of Sonic. Because even though I have 100,000 subscribers now, and I'm very thankful for all you guys, like when I look at the numbers of anything when it's not Sonic, it's not there. And yeah, like that's the negative part about it. At the same time, like I can't discount like how many friends I made from this community. Like I get to still talk about Sonic and I still love and obsess over Sonic without a doubt. But you know, like it feels like I can never take a breather from the guy at the same time. Feels like I can never really talk about any other game I want to talk about. And I get sucked into the same hole as a lot of these other Sonic fans who are just angry all the fucking time, when I would usually just be like, well, I mean, Origins will come out when it comes out. Frontiers will come out when it comes out. I have a stack of games from last year I still haven't finished that I'm super excited to play. So, like, I want to play Psychonauts 2, and I literally have not. This game I've been playing for 15 years, and I've not played it because I have to make fucking Sonic videos. So, I'm very sorry for that negative side of things there, because there is a lot of positives, but like, yeah, that's a real ass feeling I have a lot of the time. It feels like I've made it, but I'm not there yet. You know, it's a good problem to have. It's a very good problem to have, but like, that's my only warning for you, Wayne, is when you do Sonic stuff, I think you have a good, like, confident, like, set of stuff there already. So like, when your audience grows, because it will, you're too good not to. And I don't know what you're trying to see here. Yeah, all right, pup. You can actually talk openly. It's fine, man. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to talk negatively here. Like I'm greatly appreciative of everybody here. But yeah, the negative stuff has to also be said there. If you're going down, like, if you're actually trying to be a content creator, it's you can end up finding some kind of resentment for the thing you love. And that's where I wanted to flip it around there and say, like, yeah, I'm also incredibly thankful, because like, if I'm ultimately known to be the Sonic 3 and Knuckles guy, like, that's a good fucking problem to have, man. Like, I'm known for loving this thing so deeply, and there are so many other people out there that resonate with that. Like, there's no way I can't be proud of that on some level, and so thankful for that, because this is the first time in my life I've had a job where I don't utterly despise. Like, I literally started crying when I realized I could do this for a living. So yeah, like
That's true. He told us.
Yeah. So yeah, like I know there seems to be like there's a lot of negativity there, but at the end of the day, I'm looking over at this plaque that happened because of everybody here and everybody on my channel. So thank you. And thank you for letting me get real there for a minute. Cause yeah, it's a journey, you know. It's got its ups and downs and all arounds, and yeah, I'm still going.
At least you haven't gotten Stalker yet.
Oh god.
I wonder if I have or not. They just haven't revealed themselves to me.
It
Oh,
might
that
not
might-
be on the level that poor Suris has to fucking deal with, though.
Yeah, no kidding.
What
Jesus
a
Christ.
fucking freak.
Oh no, I'm
Jesus.
just gonna make fun of it. Honestly,
Yeah.
that's what you have to do at a certain point. But no, I definitely get that, Nick. There's an aspiration to be like a really successful content creator, and then there's like the reality of what that actually means.
Yeah, I think it's fascinating. Like, if you take a step back and look at it, because like you're not going to be the next IGN, you know, that's just not going to happen. And YouTube is so nuanced at this point that, yeah, it's not really on anybody to be like, I don't need to be here. Just I'm here because I wanted this specific thing, and it's not my fault if you can't focus up. You know, like, you did a good job with this thing. Keep doing this thing, please. Like, YouTube is so nuanced. Like, you can go to specific channels for specific things. So yeah,
And
it's fascinating.
in the spirit of Thanksgiving, let's read out some super chats.
Okay.
Let me actually
let's-
scroll up to the beginning of the super chats.
And then we'll blow out Sally or whatever. Is that a candle?
Wait, what? Wait, hold on.
Well, in this case, the candle, if with any luck, will be blowing me instead.
We need to get you a partner.
Jesus Christ.
One does not simply get a partner from Walmart, sir. Come
Well,
on, man. Stop objectifying women, for fuck's sake.
You're not hitting on enough women at Walmart, man.
Oh, we should probably say it's not Nick's birthday. It's his anniversary. It's his 5-year anniversary on YouTube.
No, I will pop spin tell them in the chat. Anyway, no, it's his
Damn it.
birthday. And there we go. So we're getting the happy birthdays now.
Everyone say
Uh,
happy birthday to Nick, everybody. Come on.
Oh my god. So have we started
Happy
yet?
58th birthday, man.
I swear to God.
I'll start us off with our pal Jamal. He got in there first with his $5, and we love him for it. Congratulations on 3.51k subscribers. He's so specific. I love him.
He is.
Also, congratulations on 5 years anniversary, Nick, on Game Apologist 2. Nick Milk X Cirrus Milk Cannon Ship.
Thanks, Jamal.
Uh,
Oh god.
You're up, New
Aiden
York Nick.
Aiden F gave us $5. Thank you. Can't stay, but hope you gents have a great Friday. Well, thank you, Aiden. Wherever you are.
I hope we have a good Friday too.
Well,
The
all right.
next one we have here, I'm gonna do both of them.
Do both. Yeah.
We have a no context one from Miles the Prower, and then another one with $1. They're both $1. So total $2. He said his name was probably Nick. It's confirmed he's Ben. There you go. Your legacy lives on.
Got a fun announcement about that later today on stream, by the way.
oh, man.
God, I hope Mike isn't in here. That would piss me off.
God damn it. No. Poor Mike. Oh my god. Hey, so we got Sony with $2.79 Canadian. Xena is favorite type of green. Give me a second. Xena is favorite type of green Shia baddie.
I love that I'm associated with Sally and not Xena of all things. So
What is Xena?
That's
What is
Xena, she's one of the Deadly Six.
She's the go.
Oh,
She's the grill one.
Is she wearing a
Alright,
sweater or is she naked? Like,
oh,
that's
she's
quite-
naked. 100%.
Nah,
they're all
she's
naked.
wearing a sweater. That's disappointing.
Nah, they're all
She's
naked.
That's
Yeah, they're all naked.
different naked. Nah, she's not naked.
you
Sergio
ever
F.
seen? You ever seen?
Is she the only naked female Sonic character in the games?
There's also Shade.
No, Shade's wearing stuff.
Yeah, Shade is wearing stuff.
Yeah, Shade's full on armor.
I'm a little disappointed. I don't know if Nick or Cirrus, if either of you have ever seen or played Saints Row Get Out of Hell. There's a moment
I've watched
that
a
know about
playthrough
it.
of it.
there's a moment of that where Satan comes up and man, he's just packing it. It's just swinging there right between his legs, and it's massive. And it's like I'm a little disappointed that like
But where do you think my son got it from?
I'm a little disappointed that our lead Zeddy isn't like that. I can't remember his name right now. I don't
mean,
know
you get
why.
on the Sonic, get in
Damn
Sonic fan art, bro. I promise he is.
Oh
So we
yeah,
got-
there you go.
€5 from Sergio F, who says, I had a wasp crawling up me ass. I was falling asleep. Wait, crawling up
Wow.
on me
I
as
think he meant wasp.
falling asleep at night. I had to call for help. I went phobia mode. No, at first I read it as I had a wasp.
A Vasp calling up his
my
ass. Yeah.
ass. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
no.
I hope I'm never in that kind of situation.
I don't
hope
think
you are.
anybody.
I'm gonna
ever-
literally come to your house and put a wasp up your butt while you
Hey.
sleep.
We had a literal talk about this last week, Pop.
No, I'm not doing it romantically. It doesn't count.
That doesn't hold anything.
Everything else was romantic.
No,
Yeah, it's
no,
fine.
no,
We
don't worry,
broke
Nick.
up.
It's
It's
not
fine. Like,
consensual.
It's
Yeah,
it's not
God.
romantic if it's a wasp, but if it's a vasp, there you go.
My God.
You know, Vespa is the word, the German word for wasp. So maybe it's like another European thing is calling them.
So
wasps.
Miles the Prower gave us $2. So we back to the Spider-Man podcast. Yeah, we've been a little bit all over the place today, guys. I apologize.
So
But yeah.
that's it, huh? We some kind of Spider-Man podcast.
Yeah, occasionally we are. Occasionally. All right.
Cyrus.
Okay, so then we have this picture of Sally Acorn coming out of a oh yeah, that's not a
No, above that.
above that.
No,
No, it's
it's
below
sandwiched
that.
between two Sallys.
Oh, that's what I
Oh,
want.
right,
man, I'm
right.
telling you.
Jamal so Jamal Thank you for the $2, and I hope you enjoy being sandwiched between two Sallys in our chat. Happy birthday to Sonic 3 and Knuckles' first appear.
Yeah.
Assuming my first appearance. Yeah.
Oh, guys, we should talk about Sonic 3 Knuckles.
I'm really kind of I'm a little honored that my channel started the same week that Sonic 3 initially released. I mean, not my channel's not that old, but still.
Oh man,
It's kind of cool.
God, I can't believe
Dude,
Nick
we knew you
invented
were old,
Sonic
but
3.
Nick predated YouTube. Oh,
We knew you were a rogue, but we didn't know we were this old. Jesus.
That's right. I am YouTube. You're
Right in
welcome.
the nick of time.
Also, I'm sorry.
For fuck's sake, Wayne. That wasn't very wizard of you.
Aha.
So
wizard.
Miles the Prower sent us $2. When are we putting rouge on the cake?
Wait,
Well,
I'm
when we
pretty-
celebrate channel
was that
Puff,
not
that's when.
Wayne's to read?
It was probably Wayne's turn. Yeah, I'll take the
Oh,
next
I
one.
apologize. I apologize.
That's okay. Oh, it's okay. No. I'm happy to take the next one.
We know
Um,
when we're putting rouge on the cake.
We got.
Do.
We got Miles the Prower, U.S. 2 good tickles, birthday tickles for Nick.
Oh no.
Oh, I used to hate when my uncle would do that.
There is no happy Wayne, only wizard.
Waynesard.
I gotta read this one. Okay, this is.
Oh wow.
Let me just put this through a translation engine real quick.
Oh my god.
I want to hear. I gotta say it properly. We gotta do.
No, he
this for
says
real.
it. He literally
He
says,
says
it in his thing.
English.
Yeah, it's in there.
Oh, Shadow Posers. Oh, hi, see, there it is. Hi, my name is Shadow Posers, the Russian Sonic Tuber man. Love your podcast. I enjoy when Pup goes over the top with his jokes, really crossing the line. I'm not that bad. And then Nick goes, I swear to God. See, we've got a formula now. One day we're going to have writers and they're going to know exactly what to do. And yeah, he sends us 200 rupees.
Rhino in the chat. Nick, give us back dislikes. I'm sorry. I, as YouTube, took feedback very seriously from my corporate overlords, and they don't like it. That really is terrible. I fucking hate that.
I'm going to write a Sunset City episode now. Ha ha ha, genocide. I swear to God.
Fantastic.
We
There
should
we
run,
go.
we should run all the Sunset City episodes through an AI to have it write one for us.
And then
Glorious.
Up put down his trousers, and everyone screamed.
Oh, they screamed,
White
right?
Rocket.
And maybe they moaned a little too.
Oh, boy. Dreamboatin sent us $5. Howdy, boys. Happy birthday, Nick. I'm a bit late, but Nick will get his B-Day art at some point.
Yeah, wash your
Apple
anus,
smile.
Nick.
I mean,
That's what a B-Day is, right?
oh my god.
Oh
been
my god, it is
remembering
it is a bidet.
Remembering your birthday, Lucian? Well, there
Jesus.
you have it, folks. Nick's got a filthy asshole.
Glorious. Cirrus?
Oh my god. And anyways, the next one is from Mr. SP. Thank you very much for the $10. Did you guys see those new Chinese posters for the Sonic 2 movie? Knuckles looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
I did.
I saw the new trailer, but I didn't see the posters yet.
Oh yeah, they had these Lunar New Year celebration ones, and yeah, they had the trio, and they move a little as well. And yeah, Knuckles is looking cool, and Tails looks cute as hell.
Yeah, they're essentially just, basic renders of the characters over a solid background. Like, it's nothing too crazy.
There was
Um,
also some new static renders, and we got a little look at. They are definitely reusing the same renders for Sonic, but they tweaked his face up a little bit, and so I think, in accordance to the rules of being a Sonic fan, we have to be a bit annoyed about that next week.
Yeah, you're right.
We'll have to talk about that for another half fucking hour. That'll be great.
Basically, his smile is different. I don't like it. I like the other one.
The smile is in the middle of the face. It is horrid.
He used to have a nice wide mouth, which was integral to his design. They have now ruined it.
Oh god. I like how you just turned into the dude from IT Crowd. That was wonderful.
The dude, who? I haven't properly watched the IT Crowd. You're not saying Moss, are you? Because he doesn't talk like that.
I think he was doing Shrimp from
Yeah, I was going more for
Smiling
Shrimp.
Friends.
From Smiling Friends.
His beloved Shrimpina.
When do I get to see my beloved Shrimpina again?
How
I do kind of
look?
hear moss in
Hello,
there. I do
man.
hear a little moss in there.
Oh, dude, come on, no British person would hear Moss in there.
Well, I'm not British, am I?
You fucker.
You fucker think you think I sound like James Woods.
You
Yeah,
ain't
you
never
do
been
sound like
British
James
before.
Woods.
You have dumb dog ears.
When
is
you're
what you have.
angry,
We
you sound like
literally-
James
Oh my
Woods.
god.
We
Oh my
get
god.
angry
literally,
with me, huh?
we literally
Fucking-
fought a war so that we would never have to have this problem, and yet
Beat
here
my
we are.
ass up. Fucking kill me, man. I'm telling you. When you get mad, you sound like James Woods. Fucking kill me.
Anyway,
whose turn is it?
Who's the next
It's
one?
Wayne's turn now.
Is it Wayne's turn?
Yeah,
one in
party
Wayne?
time.
Okay. Let's
Next
see.
one. Oh, I love it.
We got. Fuck up. We got Elrac music player. Larac.
Why did you just say fuck up like that?
Elrac music. Elrac? Is it Elrac music player? Okay, whatever. $2. Can I request more Nightfall City streams?
I miss doing those. I had a lot of fun. We've only done that a couple
That'd be
times.
fun. Yeah,
I
we
had
gotta
to
mess around with that
literally
again.
fuck up my sleep pattern to do so.
Yeah, but you know,
That's
There'll
just too
be-
damn bad.
They'll be pupless. You'll be without your favorite character.
well, we could just do it during different times too. Honestly,
Yeah, like we don't
Why
have.
would
We
we
don't.
call it Nightfall City if it's not Nightfall?
I mean, it's night
Well,
for you.
bitch, it's morning for me right now in Sunset City, and we named that show after a thing from the comic book which you have not read. Nothing
I
makes
will fucking
sense.
end you.
These are the
I'm
people
gonna,
I chose to be
listen, man.
friends.
I'm gonna spread your legs, and I'm gonna spread them a little further,
Nick.
and then there's gonna be a snap.
I need you to go back in time, and you know that moment you sent me a message and said, "Hey, can my friend Channel Pup contact you because something happened with his channel?" Just undo it.
What?
Is that how-
what regret? That's how
Good
we met.
lord, we've been rushing through so much of this stuff, and we have not properly. Like, I just spent like,
We'll do
hey,
that another
Sonic
time.
tubing is wild, but like, here are a lot of problems with it, and we've done nothing we were supposed to do today.
Oh
Thank you
yeah.
for the 100K, but actually, it's your fault.
I mean, it is their fault that he got 100K. Like they hit the subscribe button, therefore.
Right?
he
Look,
got
come on,
100K.
cock. You got to read one of these. Come on.
Oh, my turn.
I don't know whose turn it is.
It's
I'm
your
gonna keep
turn,
track.
pup. The last one was Wayne.
Oh, is it now? Well, isn't that wonderful?
Well, there you go.
Okay. Okay, so Miles the Prower sends us 2 USD and says, "Ha, funny remark." He didn't say "ha" before. I just added that myself. Funny remark. Thank you, Miles. That was quite a funny remark indeed.
It was very comical.
Benjax sent us 500 CLP. That just feels like robot credits to me. That's just how I read that. But
It
thank
stands
you.
for Children's Little Ponies.
Delicious.
That's not true.
I don't
That's
know what
what it is
stands for.
now.
God, now I'm
Your
craving
turn.
Taco Bell.
I'm gonna do
Chipmunks.
AKA Shodan as well. $2. Thank you for that. Because like, yeah, there are no remarks in either of those.
Chipmunks lickable punani.
It's a
is what it
Chilean.
stands for.
Chris,
It's a Chilean peso is what CLP
for
is.
God's sake,
The
sir, get
next
us through the
one,
rest.
the next one here is from Adzinko. That
More like
cake.
Ad Stinko.
Thank you for the thank you for the £2. That cake needs to be preserved in a jar.
No,
Just need some
no, no,
frosting.
no.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
a little,
Just
little of the icing variety. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of cream on
Should
it.
we
you know
should
how
we
it
see
is.
if should we see if Trey's lonely in the jar and if he needs a cake?
Whoa,
Trey, it's time to
you're
feed
there.
you.
That sounded like the equivalent of your voice falling down the stairs while you're trying to speak.
It's fine. No, Trey's been fed. He's had a
Oh
little-
god.
He's had plenty of sausage recently. Don't worry.
So let's get through this. We're almost done with the show.
Yogurt
We got
mayo.
Akashoden with $1.
And we got more.
We have. Okay, so
Oh yeah. Shit.
we've got Brian Sanchez who sends $4.99 USD. Thank God I'm listening to this episode by myself at home. Avoid so much explaining away to my family what I'm listening to while cleaning the house. It's for the best. And then we got some
For the
fucking
best.
NFT stealer here. So go you're up, Nick.
Dreambone with $5. We all know the reason Pup won't read the comics is because he can't read.
I mean, you're...
Look,
well, how am I reading the super chats then, huh?
we are reading it to you and translating it into pup speak.
Text to speech.
Woof.
We have look, there are
We've
reptiles
all
in the
just been
government.
super polite this whole time.
He's
Like
been-
me, Service, Wayne, the audience, we've all just been like just letting you do your thing. We've been riffing off you.
Just been providing me with just big words and stuff, patting me on the back a little bit, like, "Go on, man, you got it."
You can read, don't
we-
worry.
We also have the evil Dalek with a
No,
with one-
Nick needs to clarify how to pronounce that. Wait, oh, fuck me.
I don't really want to do that, but if you
So
insist,
if Wayne, finish up. God.
that phrasing.
with a £1.79. Happy birth, Nick. P.S. Check Twitter for context.
I'm not.
Winky
I
face.
don't have any notifications on Twitter currently.
I'm checking. I'm gonna see what this
Who
is.
keeps popping something? Something keeps popping.
You're popping.
You're
I'm popping off, man. Yeah, this is some weird shit, man, that I just ingested. Oh my god.
Are you sure that wasn't just
What
the
is wrong with
frosting?
you?
It was the sound of my cock.
Let's see if it's Sunset
It's
City.
it's the sound a foreskin makes when it retracts to behind the helmet. You wouldn't know that, you guys, because you're all fucking circumcised. Apart from, actually, no, I don't feel like I should even be fucking. These
You're
guys
so
are
fucking
circumcised.
weird. Stop
It's out
talking
there.
about our dicks,
It's
man.
out there, okay?
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
you
He's
got a description of it.
just why?
So happy birthday to me. We're just gonna talk about our dicks.
It's nice just be out in the wind and let it act like a little windsock from time to time. You know how it is.
Cirrus, when do you have to leave?
I have
About,
I
like,
have
20 minutes?
20 minutes still.
Okay, well then let's actually end this on a fun little positive note because we are. Yeah, Tom Topic says crashing and burning as usual. I say, yeah, but like that's what you're here for. We're Sonic fans. That's
We're
kinda
gonna
what
go
we do.
retrieve Wayne's foreskin and get it back and reattach it.
I need
Anyway.
to reclaim my power.
Exactly.
No, don't encourage him, Wayne.
Encourage me. Go on.
No,
Join me.
no.
And
Proceed,
I will
Nick,
make your
proceed.
face the greatest in Goddardine. Or else.
Well, I
you
thought you guys had a
die.
fun point, like us talking about like how we all met, because I legitimately kind of forgot that Cirrus, I did introduce you to Pup through the craziness with the hacking.
Yeah.
Completely forgot about
Crypto.
that.
More reasons to hate crypto. Crypto hacking. Yeah.
Yup.
Fucking fun. So yeah, I first was introduced to Pup because like he had a much bigger audience than me, and he just found me randomly and just shared me on his feed. And I was just like very, very thankful for it. I was like, thanks, man. And then I got to see another content creator and, watch his stuff and, got an awesome couple friends from there. And Cirrus, you were a patron first,
Yeah,
if I remember correctly.
I watched a lot of your content because you were doing a lot of really long form stuff at the time.
I miss doing that.
So I was like, I'm just gonna throw money at this guy because it was stuff that was literally like getting me through my day because it's just mechanically easier to do stuff when you've got long form content going in the ear.
Yeah, I agree.
So I was just
Oh,
like, I'll
you
be
want a little long form thing in your ear, huh?
It was right there, and I didn't catch it. So I'm actually impressed. Good
Does
job.
anybody have a pair of scissors appropriately sized for a red rocket?
Oh, boy.
Anyways, so I became a patron, and then you opened up your Discord was patron only at the time. So I
it
hopped-
is now again. By the way,
it is again, yeah.
Yeah.
But I hopped in there, and it was back when I was a lot more active on public Discords. I'm not even in my own. I'm not as much anymore. So I got to know you and your community through that, and then I think it was I don't remember exactly when I was like, hey, do you want to do a collab about chaos?
Yeah. I don't know when that happened, but yeah, I was like, that sounds fun. Oh man. I used to draw a lot more than that too. I did the thumbnail and everything. I got a lot of drawings to
Yep.
catch up on. I have a horrific amount to actually catch up on. But yeah, that was fun. Wayne, I'm gonna be honest, man. Like I know we've known about each other's work prior to us meeting. Do you remember when we actually met?
I have no idea. So
I don't either.
I think a part of it was there was some overlap there between we both did videos on Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
I did it of the Xbox 360 slash PS3 game. You did it of all of them. And we just kind of found each other through there. I remember, like, I am sitting in the office in the same room right now. I remember being in here putting together a freaking futon. Or I was putting away a futon that I had been using for the first couple of weeks living here in the new home. As my dad was coming up from like 3 hours up north, was coming down to bring me like an actual bed. And the entire time I was listening to your videos about like why Hyper Knuckles matters and stuff like that. And then at some point or another, I remember like I was out and I had like small interactions, I think, with you and with Cirrus at that point, and seeing a couple of morally irrepressible things from Pup on Twitter.
It was the guinea pig fleshlights one, wasn't it?
That was the big one. Yeah, that was the big one. I was just like, and then one day out of the blue, I got this message from you, Nick, on Twitter that was just like, "Hey, Wayne, do a Sonic podcast with me, Cirrus, and Pup." I'm like, okay, I might give that a shot. It sounds like a bad fucking idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was actually already I was already familiar as well with your content, Wayne, because like I think a year or so before we actually got to talk to each other and stuff, I think I'd seen some of your Marvel reviews, and I was like, this guy's pretty attractive. Yeah, like I think I would like a bite of that, you know.
I understand.
Nah, but yeah, I thought you did good content, and then like I remember Nick mentioning Wayne, and I was like, oh fuck me, I got to get to know new people now. And then I was like, wait a minute, this Wayne? Oh, I know this Wayne, kind of. Like,
yeah,
he's cool.
I think one of the bigger interactions definitely was like because we'd interacted at some point before. I think maybe I'd commented on your Spider-Man 3 video or something like that, Nick. Mm-hmm. And then I made that big obnoxious like 45-minute long video about Klonoa for the PS1. And then you shared it. And I remember that was that night that I uploaded that was the last night I went to the ocean front near where I live before everything shut down.
Oh, God, yeah. It was right then.
It was like right then, yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's why we don't remember quite as well, because it was more just like, I think you're right. I think it was just us just being polite with each other in YouTube comments, because I came across your stuff after I wrapped up my Spider-Man 3 video, because I was still far more paranoid back then that I was just repeating what other people have done. So like when I wrap up a video and I put it out there, like, well, what else have other people said about Spider-Man 3? Yeah. And then I ended up just like watching a bunch of your stuff, because I was like, man, he's really fucking good. And
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, your
videos you were watching, but cool. I appreciate it.
Wayne, shut up.
But yeah, and then Klonoa was just like, yeah, that's one of my favorite games of all time. And I was just so happy to see somebody properly, thoroughly analyze that game, because it's done a couple times before. Cat Icarus he did fine with his videos, but it's still more just his silly nonsense, which is, again, like, that's what you're there for. You're there for Caddy being Caddy. Yeah. He does a lot of great content.
I fucking love Caddy.
Yeah, who doesn't? He's awesome.
He's a lovely man.
I recently watched his video on gaming during the Clinton years again. It's so goddamn funny.
He has such interesting ideas for videos. And then I remembered, I think it was Chase Face. Yeah, he also did one as well. Yeah. He mostly focused on the music and just feeling miserable. And I was like, it's fine. I'm just not really satisfied with the coverage of the game. Like, they're both interesting takes on it. I thought it was fine. And I know Caddy's actually done 2 separate videos on it. Again, it's all great stuff. But Wayne's was my favorite, with hands down, because you're not trying to do a character. You're not talking about being fucking miserable for 45 goddamn minutes. You're deeply analyzing the game and talking about why it's a good game. And that's that's what I appreciate about you. It's like it's just a thorough, honest analysis. And yeah, and then when I think it was, yeah, me and Pup were talking and discovered, oh, we both know of Wayne. Why aren't we talking to him more? And I'm so very thankful all of us are all sitting here right now. And that's kind of why I wanted to bring it back with like the whining about like being pigeonholed into Sonic content. It does suck like when you're talking to like other people that do like game content specifically, because like I've gotten from both ends, and I've talked about it before, like older people, like even older than me, like they treat me like I'm a little fucking kid thanks to my cartoon drawing, and like, oh, he only does Sonic content and stuff like that, which is obnoxious. And at the same time, like you'll get it from like younger fans. You're just like, oh, you're classic cuck. And, like sometimes it just feels like it's no winning. But like at the end of the day, like I got to look at that plaque and be like, oh, this number are all these people supporting me. And at the end of the day, I get to sit down every week, even when I don't feel like talking about Sonic the Hedgehog. I am so unbelievably energized by the time we wrap up our shows, because this is how I get to socialize now. Like I don't have friends in this town I live in, and I get to talk with people I care for deeply about things we care for deeply, things I never got to do prior to these last couple weeks, you know? Or not in a weeks, I mean past couple of years.
Yeah, but not even that, is it? Like, what is it?
And I think a lot of this, like some of the resentment I was talking about earlier, I think part of that just comes from growing up having to be kind of ashamed to be as big of a dork as I am, and then specifically about Sonic. And it's a nice reminder that I started with Sonic to tell people it's okay to like this, and there's a lot of merit to this, and it matters a lot. And it just means a lot that there's so many people agree with me. And yeah, I don't know. I'm getting all mushy now. There you go. Got negative, and now you got mushy. I love the shit out of you guys.
I do want to kind of piggyback off of that. I had I go to card shops all the time. That's what I do for like my socialization, my competition, all that. So it was always funny to have like, there was this spot I always could go where being a nerd was encouraged. And then there was this, and you would be around like 30, 40, 50 people at a time. So it wasn't like, these are your friends in your basement. This is, you're out in a public place. And then like, I would go to school, and this is like the place where now you've got to put on the mask. Everybody thinks that being a nerd is bad and dorky, and that's not necessarily the zeitgeist now, but it was in the 90s when I was growing up. So I do kind of, I identify with that a lot, where like I didn't have the same, hey, I found my community here hopping online, because I had that, because I always knew that if I could find a card shop near me, I'd have a home, basically.
Yeah.
But I definitely get that juxtaposition, that duality, where I'm like, here's this place where I don't get to be me, and I have all these expectations that are freaking stupid. And then here's this place where I get to be me, and the only thing I'm expected to do is love the shit that I like.
Yeah.
I do like that. Yeah. I mean, I get to be known for loving a thing. You know, I'm not known for being an excessively negative guy, and people were actually surprised to hear how pessimistic I can be thanks to this show. But yeah, I grew my audience because I loved the thing deeply, and other people did too. And that's, at the end of the day, despite if they don't like Jurassic Park or fucking trucks or like Route 66, you know,
Okay.
whatever the fuck that video was.
That cruising video was great.
Thank you. But I interrupted you again, Wayne. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, it's like I'm also just really thankful for what we got over here. It's I remember going through kind of a little bit of a crisis at one point, just kind of wondering if like a lot of the effort that I was putting into my own work was kind of worth it. Getting the feedback from you guys on stuff like that Klonoa video has kind of inspired me to kind of go back and just really dig into my passions and do videos that I'm proud of. I'm working on, I haven't finished recording footage, but I'm already working on the script for that Digimon World video, and this is already like one of my favorite scripts I've worked on in a long time, and it's where I'm actually getting a chance to go in and be like thorough and super analytic and stuff like that. but also just like the community aspect of YouTube has definitely become my favorite thing about making videos, and I wouldn't give any of that up for the world if it meant that I didn't get to have you guys as friends.
Yeah, same here. You guys are awesome.
I guess,
And all you guys in the chat are too. Sorry, Pup.
No, it's okay. We love the shit out of our chat people. They're a good
Yeah.
audience, and they often have
Fuck yeah.
things to bring to the table as well.
Oh
And
yeah.
the super chats are hilarious.
Oh my
Um,
god, yeah.
Just the whole NFT thing as well. Just like
Oh my god.
you guys turned beef theory into a fucking thing, and that was just literally a tiny little throwaway idea I had that I genuinely thought was good.
Fucking classic.
But okay,
When is-
let's.
When is
Sorry,
the 1 year anniversary of Sunset City?
Well, we've been our first episode was 9 months ago, so we've got a little ways to go yet.
It's April.
Yeah.
It's April.
The fact that
Wait,
we've been doing
it's
this
like
for
the week
almost a
after
year.
Sonic 2 comes out.
Yeah.
Oh, great, perfect. And that's also my birthday month as well.
Oh,
Mine too.
For you,
well,
April.
You
no, it's
both
already
will
your
be
birthday.
reunited with your beloved. Well, it's just going to be Princess Sally. Let's be honest.
Yeah, no, something I guess I wanted to kind of, bring in is that when this started 9 months ago, we were in the midst of a lot of like COVID-19 shit going on in the UK and like lots of lockdowns and that. And all my friends were far away, and I was in my first relationship at the time, and we were apart and everything because of COVID-19. And so doing this podcast was, in many ways, some of the fullest extent of how much I got to socialize during that time. And I think since then, like, things have really, grown and blossomed from there. Like, I'm someone who doesn't really know family in the traditional sense very well. Family's always been quite a complicated matter to me. And I got my sister and everything. But, like, I guess I've kind of been able to kind of feel a very strong sense of kinship with these three here. And, it means a lot to me that they include me in this, and that we've also been able to be honest with each other as well. Like, we've had times where we've had chats about certain episodes and stuff like that. And like, we've been able to be open and honest and candid with one another. And, it's always worked out really well. And it's just such a valuable thing to have, is friends that will look out for you. And also, like, these three here, they really stepped up and saw me through, like, my first ever, like, breakup. And when I felt like, life was really tumbling downhill and stuff. And, I'm a much more energized and positive and happy person today. I'm a much more mentally healthy person today than I was 9 months ago. And a huge amount of that is owed to these three. So, like, yeah, no, I'm fucking supremely grateful. And, I view you boys as family as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, same here, man. Definitely for you guys too. Like, I love the shit out of you guys. And I do, yeah, and it is a family thing too, because we have had rough times. We have definitely had, our head, butting heads or disagreements or anything, but we don't, I mean, and let's be honest, like, even if it's like a band or anything like this, we do have to look at this both as, friends hanging out and as a business, because we do appreciate the super chats. Don't pretend like we don't. Like, some of my bills have been saved because just from you guys helping us out. That's the thing of it, like, it does have to be treated like a business, as well as balance it out with a real genuine friendship between everybody. And we've somehow gotten through, like, genuinely frustrating times. And I've been the most dramatic out of any of us. Like, let's make no qualms about it. Like, I've definitely been the most dramatic. Like, there have been a couple times where I've been like, I can't do this show anymore. And now it's like, we've grown so much from it, and I keep trying to grow as a human being. And like, I wouldn't trade any of this for the world. Like, I can't see this show existing if any one of us were replaced. And I mean, just learn that, just like from the times when, like, Pup, has to take it off because he's visiting family. Like, that crazy wildcard energy is not there. When Wayne was gone for those couple months there, just this beautiful, charming, intellectual innocence that is sometimes chaotic.
I would say Wayne's
Is
been thoroughly
gone.
corrupted at this point.
Wayne
yeah,
is
but, like,
unpredictable, and I partly blame myself for that, and I'm
I
proud
just,
of it.
like, and we were like talking about, like, when Wayne first left, is like, I mean, that sucks. We just really wanted to work with Wayne, but like if he's not super into Sonic, it's gonna be fine. And we made it work for a while, but like it definitely felt weird. So
I remember us having that little sort of Justice League moment of like, the world needs Superman. There are 4 of us, not 3. Like
Wayne
Pretty much.
is boss. And Cirrus definitely the lack of your intellect and your insight to things. I've genuinely just learned things not related to Sonic just from us sitting here talking about Sonic.
it's a much more intelligent show with Cirrus here.
Yes. So I think I'm just like the cranky old man, but all the same, I'm very, very thankful for all you guys.
I have the stupid.
I'm
You
not
have this-
gay.
Stupid.
That's right.
Does
Pup.
anybody get that joke outside of because it's just
I
been
don't.
in
I
our
don't
private
think
chat?
so.
It's literally that joke is literally stolen from a buddy of mine. Anyway, I'm not going to say who because fuck him. But like,
But wait, would you really fuck him? I thought you weren't gay.
I probably would fuck him, but not in a gay way.
As
so
bros
anyways,
do. As
It's
bros
You gotta keep
do.
your socks on.
there's one final topic I really wanted to mention. How fucking scary is it that we've been on this train here for like what 1 hour 41 minutes and it still hasn't left the fucking city and we're still passing that same goddamn club spin ages thing.
No,
This is
it's
a
just
fucking
it's just in a
nightmare.
loop. That's all.
We can't even escape. There's no
I'm just-
escape from the
Squares
city.
Make a circle.
I'm just-
All these squares make a circle. All these squares make a circle.
circle.
Time is a flat shuttle loop.
Wayne, I need you to tell me. I need you to tell me I can leave the lookout whenever I want.
No, you're fucking stuck here. You're never leaving.
So
Oh.
the train headed from Sunset City. will
Dude,
be
look at-
departing soon, but where's it
Look
going?
at
We don't
Sonic.
know.
Look at Sonic. He is looking at the cake in the cake right now. Look at that. Oh my god.
So I guess what
He's
we're
a
really
hungry boy.
I guess what we really meant to say this entire podcast is that Team 4-Star created Dragon Ball Z.
I don't get that since I don't watch anime. But thanks for coming, everybody, and being here and sharing this moment with me.
Oh man.
I
All
think
right,
that's a good
well,
point to wrap it up on.
Yep. Let's do this super quick because Cirrus has got to get going. Cirrus, are you working on anything super fun recently?
I actually, so a video just popped out on the Ace Card Gaming channel that I'm a part of, talking about our favorite characters for the Sonic franchise. And then I also have 4 videos that are sitting here waiting for me to get off my lazy butt and edit them. Real life situations notwithstanding. One about Resident Evil 3, and then 3 of them are about Magic the Gathering, and they're all going up on the Nekosaurus channel. So hopefully that can all get done as my mounting pile of work keeps mounting.
Awesome. Wayne. When we
Digimon
when we expect the
World.
Digimon? Yeah.
I'm not sure. God, this game is longer than I thought it was going to be. So I'm questioning because again, I've already started the script, so I'm getting some work done on it. I'm so excited for this video, but I'm not willing to skip out any details. Like I want this to be like a little event. So I'm wondering if maybe in the next week or 2 might be good time to go ahead and dip my toes, and you might see a review of Sonic 1 before the Digimon World video comes out. We'll see.
Ooh.
I got something else you can dip your toes in.
I will kick you
Literally.
into the sun.
Talked about this last week.
Look, the opportunity was there. How was I not supposed to take that? Come on.
Jesus. Anyway, now we're getting more happy birthdays.
Sunset City HR department is calling pup.
Oh man, would it be a Sunset City episode without an immediate HR discussion after? Pup, what are you working on, man?
Well, I'm thinking I might start a family with that cake over there. But outside of that, I am making a Green Goblin costume, but that's outside of YouTube. I think after this, I might do another Batman Telltale stream for my audience because they seem to really enjoy it last time. And what I like
Nice.
about those games is I can really show people what it'd be like if I were Batman. And we found with season 1, we just finished season 1. It said that I was a compassionate Batman, and it's true. I'm not a very violent Batman. I'm a nice Batman.
That's awesome. Yeah, and as for me, I did want to have a new speed reading up today, but Vegas completely crashed on me, and I spent all afternoon trying to figure out how to fix that. I finally did at 3 a.m., which was I just forcibly transferred everything I was working on over to my laptop. It took a very long time. It's not done. It's not going to be done until Monday. But in the meantime, I am going to be streaming today on my channel just as a 5th anniversary celebration. I might play a bit of Sonic 1. That's kind of the plan for right now, and while I'm answering questions. And I'm going to announce some cool stuff I'm doing for patrons and for the channel. So if you guys want to see any more live Nick, I will be doing that probably close to noon my time. So yeah, that's me. And serious, I think he probably had to get going a long time ago.
Yeah, I do.
Go.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Go on.
All right. Well, thanks for hanging out with us today, guys. Thank you for 5 amazing years. And look forward to where this train takes us next. Click.
End the stream.
Fucking
Serious.
hate Nick.
We're gonna keep that one in the final bit. And